your face. They want you to break them and stop. That's what they want. People on the bottom, man. Think about that. Why those on the bottom? If God, you say God loves you, so think I'm not welcome. Why are you begging for stuff? Why? If you want to kill a whole bunch of people, where do you go? To the ghetto, to the slums. You don't go to Valentine. You don't go to Hollywood.
Rakata Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shai, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shai, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shai. Alright, so we are out here doing the work of the Lord, and we want our brothers. I think that's that brother I did we talked to last time. What was his name? Brother we talked to from Popeyes, John Terry, I think it was. John Terry, yeah. So we out here looking at our brothers and sisters, man. We need y'all to wake up and come back to the Most High God, because if we don't, we are going to die in this kingdom. Yo, brother, you're an Israelite, brother. You got 5 minutes for the Bible? Come and give us 5 minutes, brother. Come give us 5 minutes. You're an Israelite, brother. You're an Israelite. You are not African American. You're an Israelite. Right? So we are waking up our brothers and sisters, let them know that they are not niggas and spicks. They are not no nasty, stinking, rotten American Indians. These are bywords given to our people, and we know this, but sometimes we got to keep hearing these things, because we got to stay strong in this truth. We got to stay strong. And if we don't stay strong, we're going to start getting weak and getting dull. And the thing about this truth is, the more we get into it, the more, because when we first wake up, it's like a beautiful song. It's like when you first take that bite of that juicy, sweet watermelon, and it's just the sweetest thing you ever tasted. Then after you keep eating, it starts becoming a little bit more dull, and it loses flavor a little bit. That's how this word will become to you if you don't do the work. If you don't stay abound in this work, it will become just like that. It will become dull to you. But the thing is that that watermelon that you eat it's not losing its flavor. This word is not losing its flavor. It's you. It's you that's losing your connection. Yo, man, come here for a second, brother. Come here, man. Come here. You're an Israelite, brother. You understand that? You're an Israelite, man. Hispanic. You're a Hispanic man. Latino. Come here, man. Come here. Cristo es negro. Cristo es negro. See? Anyway, the hardest thing to do, like we just saw, the hardest thing to do is to tell a nigga or speak that they're not a nigga or speak. Right. That's the hardest thing to do. That is hard, because we've become so conditioned and comfortable where we are in this captivity. And we went over last night when we was reading the book of 2nd Ezra, the first chapter, we talked about how in Psalm 78:2, how we have become accustomed to our enemies' ways, and we were crying out in the wilderness to the Most High, saying, "Why did you bring us in this wilderness to die like this? But why did you? We could have stayed back home eating steaks and pies." I mean, that's where we are right now. That's where we are. We'd rather be slaves to the white man than to be men of the Lord, to be women of Zion, princes and kings and rulers. We'd rather be these things. We'd rather be in subjection to our own enemies than to serve the Lord. And we gotta understand that we don't wake up, we are going to die in this thing, y'all. We're going to die. So we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. Let's let's go over a little bit at Psalm 78 that we did last night. Psalm 78 we started at 23 that we started last night. So we're gonna go over a couple of precepts that we did last night to kind of get understanding of where we come from. Because if we don't wise up and go back, we're done. It's as simple as that. We're dead. So we're going to go with Psalm 78, and we're going to start at verse 23. And keep in mind, this is where we are in the wilderness after we were delivered, and after we've seen all the miracles, after we walked through the sea. So this is where we are in the point of that journey that we took.
All right. Psalm 78, verse 23.
Read.
Though he had commanded the clouds from above, and opened the doors of heaven, and had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven.
Right. So the Most High fed us. We didn't have to worry about it. The Most High fed us. The Most High gave us everything that we need. All we have to do is ask for it. So he's given us these things. We come straight out of Babylon, straight out of Egypt, straight out of captivity, and he's taking care of us upon request. We ask for this, he gives us. We ask for meat. We ask for food, and he delivered these things to us out of the heaven. He's given us corn from the heavens, meat and bread from the heavens.
Verse 25. Man did eat angels' food, he sent them meat to the full. He caused an east wind to blow in the heaven, and by his power he brought in the south wind.
How dare you? How dare you smack your lips, chopping your gums with angels' food,
Right.
and then you go disrespect the Father? How dare you? How dare you popping off at the mouth, running your mouth complaining after he's feeding you angels' food?
Right.
Nigga, get your ass up.
27. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, and feathered fowls like as the sand of the sea. And he let it fall in the midst of their camp round about their habitations.
Just dropping off food. Dropping off food to him. Uber ain't got nothing on the Lord.
Right.
Uber Eats ain't got nothing on the Lord.
29.
You're Israelite, brother. You're Israelite, man. You are not Hispanic. Hispanic means property of Spain. You are not their property. You are property of the Lord.
Facts. 29. So they did eat and were filled, for he gave them their own desire. They were not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, the wrath of God came upon them.
So while they still chewing, got meat between their teeth, the Most High God's looking at them, just looking at us, how rotten we are,
Right.
how sardis we are. Brother, what does sardis mean?
Stupid.
The Most High looking at us, how stupid we are.
Right.
Got meat between our teeth, just chewing, eating. Refuse to keep the commandments of God.
And slew the fattest of them.
Come into the word of the Lord, sister. We out here for you. Come into the word of the Lord. Y'all are Israelites, and we have proof in the Bible, in the Holy Bible, that you are an Israelite. Just give us 5 minutes. 5 minutes to show you that proof, sister.
31. The wrath of God came upon them and slew the fattest of them, and smote down the chosen men of Israel.
He killed them dumb niggas.
Right.
The Most High God killed them dumb niggas. You want to sit back and complain, get your belly full? You want to get your belly after everything he did for us. We still complaining. We still complaining. That's so everything in the Bible is a repeat. Everything is a repeat. It's all a repeat. He slew us then. What you think he's gonna do when he come back? What you think he's gonna do? Come on, man, get up.
32. For all this they sin still, and believe not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble.
Everything that he showed us, we still messed up. So brothers say, you know, right now, because there are going to be some of us that go to the wilderness, and they still going to be sinning.
Right.
In the wilderness. When we get our salvation, some of us going to be in the wilderness still sinning, committing sin. He's going to get rid of those too. So brothers say, after I get delivered in those chariots, ain't no way in the world I would even sin.
Right.
After I seen them.
Right.
After I've been delivered from a carnal man, a fleshly man, and turned to a spiritual man, and went up in these chariots, and you saw the angel of the Lord telling you, it's all good. You're safe now. They say, I would never sin. But that is a lie. Because we did it before. How you gonna walk through a sea?
You're Israelite, brother. You're Israelite, man. Give us 5 minutes to show you that you're Israelite, brother. Come here, man. Come on. Give us 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Drop dead. Give me Amos 3.
Brother 1, give me Joel 2. Give me your hand, brother. Yes, sir. I'm Sadiq. Y'all cool, man.
We your brothers, man. You understand that? What would you say your nationality was according to this word? Let us show you something, brother. Let us show you something. Read that. This isn't a holy Bible. You believe in the Bible. You believe in God. Okay, so we're not going to make God a lie, right? So if God said it's true, right? Because we know Titus 1 and 2 say God cannot lie. Even if he wanted to, God can't lie. So let's read what your Bible says, what they don't tell you. Read that.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1.
Read.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So far, who is God talking to? Who is us?
No, read it again.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Who is God talking to? Who did he say he was talking to? Right. God is talking to the children of Israel. You understand that? Because one thing we don't do, we don't deviate from the text. The way your Christian pastor does. You understand that? God is talking to the Israel. Go ahead.
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Remember God when Moses brought the Israelites out of Egypt? They were enslaved in captivity in Egypt. Moses brought the people, let my people go, brought them out of Egypt. So they were enslaved in Egypt. God was reminding them, I'm the God that brought you out of slavery in Egypt. You understand that? But it's real quick, who is God the God of? You understand? We got Christians, Baptists, Methodists, Catholics. Who is he God of? Chinese people, Japanese. Who is he God of? God of everybody. Okay, so let's see what God's going to tell the Israelites, who he brought out of captivity and slavery in Egypt, okay? Let's see what he's going to say to the Israelites.
Saying, you only have I known.
You what?
You only have I known.
You what?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
What that mean? Read what God said again.
You only,
Who is he talking to? Right.
you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
What that mean? God just told the Israelites, you are the only people that I know out of every on the face of the earth. They're only you. That ain't what you said, but this is what he's saying though. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Read that again. That's what God did here.
You only have I known
You Israelites only of all the people that I've known,
of all the families of the earth.
all the families of the earth, you know, all the house of Israel, the Israelites. So God is saying, everybody else. When you don't, if I know a brother named Daquan, and I say, here go Daquan, you say, I don't know that brother. That means you don't deal with Daquan. You don't know him, right? When you don't know him, you don't deal with him. You don't deal with him, you don't know. So God said, I don't know anybody with Israel.
Right.
I don't know nobody else. God don't deal with nobody else. Let's prove that. Let's see why God said that. This is Joel 2:27. Also, we do about
Joel chapter 2, verse 27.
Read.
And reads, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
God said, I'm in the midst of Israel. I'm with the Israelites. I'm in the middle of them.
and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
And who else?
And none else.
And everybody else.
And none else.
And anybody else.
And none else.
God just said he's the God of Israel and nobody else on earth. That makes sense to you? That ain't what they touch you. That ain't what they touch you. So if God can't lie, he's told you from Genesis to Revelation. He said the same thing, bro. He never changes. Randy, right? Randy, he never changes his speech, his doctrine, his word never changes. From Genesis to Revelation, I'm the God of Israel and nobody else. So if God is the God of Israel and nobody else, who did Jesus come here for? Who did start you he came here for? Everybody. Let's see what Jesus said out of his own mouth. You know what red letter means in the Bible? Red letter means Jesus is talking to himself. It's his word. So let's see who Jesus Christ said, who he came here for.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24.
Read.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
What did Jesus Christ say?
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Jesus said he ain't here but nobody but the Israelites. You understand that? Now, who are the Israelites? Who are the Israelites? Kids, right? Well, kids, no, they're not kids. First of all, kid is a goat. It's a baby goat. So who are the Israelites? Right? So here we got a lot of signs and symbols and told us who the Israelites are. He gave us a lot so we can know who they are. But let me show you one thing that they do have in common. All right, this is Isaiah 1 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3.
Read.
The ox knoweth his owner.
God says a dumb cow knows his owner. That's what God said. A dumb ox or a dumb cow, that dumb animal knows his owner.
And the ass his master's crib.
A dumbass donkey knows his master crib. You can take his dumb ass a mile down the road and his dumb ass will find where he lives. That's what a dumbass donkey would do that. That's what God said.
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
But you.
Doeth not know. My people do not consider.
You don't know where you come from. You don't know who you are. You sit up here and say you African American. You sit up here and say you a black man. Black is a color in a goddamn crayon block. That is not a nation.
Right.
That's a color in a crayon box. You said you were African American. This nasty cracker is who America's name out of. American Vespucci. That's who American name out of. This cracker, America's not in the Bible. Africa's not in the Bible. Africa is actually called the land of Ham. This cracker, a Roman general, he went over and conquered that land and gave it a new name.
Right.
Africa, after his name, Scipio Africanus. He named that place and he named this place. You just said you come from two white men. You just said that you stem from two nasty white men. First of all, like exactly. First of all, that's sodomy. That's sodomy. Two men can't make no baby. You understand that? Give me Psalms 49:11. This is why. So a dumbass ox and a donkey, they know who they come from, but Israel don't know who they come from. You're the only person that comes. If you ask a Frenchman where he's from, or a white man, he'll say, I'm French, Irish, I'm Dutch, Swedish, all these things. And it will be true. But yours is a goddamn lie. Yours is a lie. You're not an African either. An African will tell you, first of all, he's not going to say I'm African. He's going to say I'm Ethiopian, Ghana, I'm Cushite. That's what he's going to say. But your ass, my African American, they don't even say they're African. Because they know African ain't in the Bible. They know that, but you don't. You understand that? So let's see. So these people took those names over and gave them their names. You understand that? So they fuck you up. You understand that, brother? Read this. Listen.
Psalms chapter 49, verse 11.
Read.
Their inward thoughts is,
This is what your enemies, this is what these people are thinking.
their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
They think that they're going to live forever. Generation, they ain't never going nowhere. Especially the white man. That's what they're thinking. The white man's thinking that.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
And
they call their land
they called their lands
after their own names.
That's what your enemies did. They took the land of people who don't belong to them and gave it their names. America, Africa. And just like we all did. It's a lie. It's a damn lie.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Read.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Read that again.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Don't let my anger throw you off. Because it's the reason why we all of us angry. Even she angry. She's a so-called Cuban, which is also one of the tribes that we want to teach you about. This is what your enemy called us, and this is what your God called us. You understand that? So your father's African American. That's what he is. Okay, so you are who your father is. So that means you're from the tribe of Judah. Like me and this brother. This brother right here, he's from the West Indies, Jamaican. He's a Benjamite. But we're all from 12 tribes of Israel. You understand that? Hang on, read that.
Psalms chapter 83, starting at verse 2.
Yeah, read.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So your enemies, all our enemies, not just the white men, the Chinese men, it's the Moabites in the Bible, the Japanese men, it's the Ammonites in the Bible, right? All the African, the Ethiopians, all those people, and the Amalek who are in Israel who say that they are the Jews, but they're not. You understand? So all these are read that.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult,
They made an uprising.
and they that hate thee
But they all hate you. God says so.
have lifted up the head.
They're becoming in power. They're in power right now, all of them in their own countries.
They have
It didn't
taken,
used to be that way. Now it is.
verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel,
They got behind your back and they got together and started talking. That's the practical counsel, brother. You know how white people do a job. When you working your ass off, you'll see your supervisor and one of his other people working with you. Or it could be somebody, one of your colleagues who's white. Your white colleague on your level talking with the boss man who's both white. They behind your back talking. Look at that. That's how it goes. You are white and you don't act like that. Don't think they don't talk like that. God said they talk like that. That's practical counsel. Keep reading.
they have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
Against you.
and consulted against thy hidden one.
You're the hidden one because you don't know who you are. You've been hidden.
Verse 4, they have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
We were once a nation, the greatest nation on earth, were the Israelites. And they said they're going to cut you off from being a nation, man.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Now that people call themselves African American. Right. Or Hispanic. Native American Indian, they're also Israelites. Do you understand that? This is what your enemies have said. This is what they've done to us. Do you understand that? So have you ever heard any of this stuff before? No. So right now, we're telling you that everything you've learned from the Bible has been a lie. Based on stupid, wicked people. You understand? Give me Deuteronomy 76. Give me Deuteronomy 28:1. So,
I gotta go back to work.
let's just give you a flyer, bro. Let's give you a flyer. So, do you believe the things you've been hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you are an Israelite, man, from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Your nationality is not African. Don't ever say that again. So you say it again, that means you come from two white men. That's impossible. That's solid.
That's right.
You can't make no babies on another man's butthole.
Yes.
Don't ever say it again.
Yes, sir.
Don't ever say it. When you say that, you're butthole, baby. You don't say that. Right. You don't say that.
Right.
You're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. You understand? What's your nationality? Right. What's your nationality? You are an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. What is your nationality? Come on, stay with me now. Your nationality is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. What is your nationality? That's who you are. You understand that, brother? All right, brother. Please, yeah, call that number, man.
Yes, sir.
Call that number, man.
Blessed, man.
All right, brother. So we need brothers to wake up and understand who we are and who they are in this thing. Because we are not niggas and spics.
That's right.
We are not niggas and spics. Why would you accept a name that somebody gave you who hates you?
Right.
Why would you accept anything from somebody that hates you and can't stand you? How do you know they hate you? Because your God told you that if they loved you, they would get on their knees and kiss the dust off your feet.
That's right.
That's the only way they can show they love. And it still ain't enough. That's the only way. The only way that they can truly show you love is if they get the hell up out of here. That's the only way. You're Israelite, brother. You're Israelite, brother. Give us 5 minutes, brother. You're Israelite. All right? You got another appointment coming too now. You're Israelite. So we got to understand, man, that everything that we accept from these people, they are giving to them, they're feeding their enemy because they hate you. The Most High God says they hate you with a perpetual hatred.
Right.
So why? That is my question. Then why do you want to accept this? Why would you accept this? Why would you accept anything from these people who hate you? And God says they hate you. Why? Why would you accept this? And we are not out here preaching hate.
No.
Because we have not one time said we hate that damn devil.
No.
And he is the devil that the Bible speak of. He is the damn devil.
Big facts.
And we've not one time said that we hate him. Because we don't have to.
God told us not to.
Right. And we don't have to say we hate him. Because our God hates him. He hates that devil. So we ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to do nothing. Just like if you had a son. If you had a son that somebody was picking on your little son, your 7-year-old son, he had a bully that's jumping on him, and all of a sudden you show up and you beat that joker down in front of your son. Your son ain't got to pick up a brick. Your son ain't got to say nothing nasty. Your son ain't got to do nothing but sit back and smile. Exactly. And that's what we're doing. We ain't got to throw no rocks at Esau. Not one. The Most High is going to do all the damage he needs to do. He's damaging them right now. He's picking this kingdom apart piece by piece, brick by brick, right now as we stand. Why? Because that devil got to go.
That's right.
Y'all believe in the Bible, man? Y'all believe in the Bible? Come give us 5 minutes with the Bible, man. Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. We know y'all want to get y'all thing on, man. But just give us 5 minutes to God, man.
What's your names, bro?
Johan.
Johan?
What's your name?
Jefferson? Jefferson.
What's your nationality?
Cuban.
Cuban and what else? Say it again. Honduras. My wife is Cuban. She's Cuban also. Were you born here or born in Cuba?
I've been here for 5 years.
You've been here for 5 years. She's the first one in her family born in this country. So who's the first one born in this country in your family? Did you know? You don't know anybody? Right. So have you ever seen the word Cuban in the Bible? You ever seen the word Honduras in the Bible? The name Honduras in the Bible? Have y'all seen America in the Bible? Y'all seen Hispanic in the Bible? Y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all believe in God? Let me ask you a question. How do y'all think Jesus looked? Real quick, how y'all think Jesus looked? Do you think it matters? You don't think it matters how he looked? Do you know how he looked? You don't know? So, do you think everything in the Bible matters or some things in the Bible matters? Do you think maybe this part of the Bible matters and this don't, or this part matters and this don't? Do you think some of it matters or all of it matters? All of it matters. Okay, so let's see what Jesus looked like, because he's in here. So if it's in here, that means what? So let's see what Jesus looked like according to the Bible. And if it's in the Bible, that means it what? It matters. Right. So let's get Revelation 1 and 1. Let's see. So first time you're going to see what Jesus looked like. What he looked like. Because he has a visual. What he looked like. All right, let's get there.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 1.
All right.
The revelation of Yahushua Christ, or Jesus Christ,
So revelation means the revealing.
Yep.
He's going to show you what Jesus looked like.
which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
He's going to show John some things of the future, but we want to see what Jesus looked like. Let's go down to 13. Let's see what Jesus looked like with the Bible. Not according to man. Man can lie, but God don't lie.
Verse 13.
Listen, brother, listen.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man,
The Son of Man is Jesus. You understand that? He calls himself the Son of Man.
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
He had a long garment like this, all the way down to his feet. This is what Jesus is like.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
He had a golden belt.
His head and his hairs were like white, like wool.
He had woolly hair. You understand? His hair is like wool. See that? That's wool, right? That's woolly hair. So Jesus got,
Something like that with you.
right, he got a beard too. And it's gray like mine, white and it's woolly. So Jesus got nappy hair, right? He don't have straight hair like they tried to tell you. So Jesus' hair don't look like this.
Yeah, like they always show. Yeah.
Right. Jesus' hair don't look like his hair.
Yeah.
He don't look like his hair, according to the Bible, right? Let's keep reading how Jesus looked.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
It tells you in the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter, that Jesus' eyes are red because he drank a lot of wine in moderation.
Right.
He drank a lot of wine in moderation, so it made his eyes red. You know, sometimes you smoke weed and make your eyes red. Like you drink and make your eyes red. Right. Jesus drank a lot of wine.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Jesus got brass feet. What color is brass? What color is a penny?
Like gray.
No.
I think.
Yeah, penny?
Oh, no, like a brown.
Yeah. So bronze, like a penny, which is copper, is a derivative for like brown.
Yep.
So Jesus said Jesus' feet. So are your feet the same color as your face? Yeah. Your feet ain't gonna look like my feet. It's gonna look like your face.
A tan don't matter.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. Forget about the tan part. So do you have purple feet? It's the same color as your face, right? So
Well, I mean,
I'm not talking about the tan, because you wear shoes on your feet. Therefore, the sun's gonna hit your face. It's gonna be a different complexion,
Right.
but it's still the same color. It ain't gonna look like my feet. My feet ain't gonna. If I take my shoes off, my feet gonna look like his feet. The same color as his feet. It ain't gonna be the same color. His feet gonna look like his face.
Right.
His feet look like his face. His feet like his face. Her feet like her face. Right? So right now, understand, Jesus got on a long garment, and John saw Jesus. His feet were brown like brass. His feet. So that means his face is what? Right. So So let's see how brown Jesus is. Because you got different shades of brown.
Right.
You got light brown, medium brown, you got dark brown. Let's see what God said, how brown Jesus Christ is.
As if they burned in a furnace.
And if they what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if they what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
Jesus is so dark, he look like he's burnt in a furnace. Now, I'm asking you the same question I asked my daughter when she was 7. If you put something brown in the oven and you burn it, what color is it going to be? Say it again. What color is it going to be? Right. Negro.
that's right.
Cristo es negro.
That's right.
Cristo
No
es
black.
negro. Negro, muy negro. Muy negro. More dark, blacker than us.
Right.
That's right.
Blacker than us.
That's right.
That's in the Bible.
Right.
That's in your Bible.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Do you know what the word Hispanic means? Yeah. Are you Latino? You know what Latino means? What is Latino?
That I speak Spanish.
Nah, that ain't what that means.
That's what they told you.
That is what they told you though.
That's what they told you.
First of all, Latino is not a people. Latino is a language.
Right.
It's Latin. Do you know what Hispanic means? No. It means property of Spain.
Yep.
You understand that? It means property of Spain. That's what Hispanic means,
Boom.
brother.
That light bulb hit in his head.
You can think about all you want to, but that's what. So let me ask you a question. You speak Spanish, see? You speak Spanish, see? What people on planet Earth, everybody on Earth, What people speak perfect Espanol? What people speak perfect Espanol?
Say Europe.
People in Europe?
Yeah.
You get a brownie point for that.
You do.
Who speak perfect Spanish? But what people in Europe?
People from Spain.
There it is.
Right.
There you
They're
go.
the only ones who speak perfect Espanol. Do you know why? Do you know why your Spanish is no bueno? Do you know why your Spanish no bueno? Do you know why his English no bueno? My English no bueno. Do you know why?
Because I mean, the language we talk, we speak, it comes from Spain,
Right. It comes from white people.
Exactly.
Spaniards are white people.
Right.
So why do you not speak perfect Espanol? Why do we not speak perfect English? Why? Let me save you the brain trouble. The reason why we all speak broken Spanish and broken English is because your slave master, which were the Spaniards, which were white people, they made it against the law for you to read.
Right.
They did not let you read. They did not let your people read. It was against the law. They caught your people reading. Your great-great-great-grandfather, if they were reading, they would chop his foot off or they would kill him. You understand that? You were not allowed to learn how to read.
That's right.
And the reason why they didn't want you to learn how to read is because they didn't want you to know that, right, they didn't want you to know, where's the chart? They didn't want you to know that
There it is. Go ahead.
this is who the white man called you and us. You right here. But this is who your God called you.
That's right.
Bingo.
There and there. Honduras is between Guatemala and Panama. You are Zebulon, according to God.
That's right.
You Cuban, you are Manasseh, according to God.
Now,
Do you understand? The white man taught you that there was a white pearly gate in heaven, right? Do you understand that? The white man, the Spaniards, and the white man taught you there was a big old pearly gate in heaven. And you got to do what they say in the Bible to get there, right? One pearly gate. See? That makes sense? They taught you that? Have you heard about the pearly gate in heaven?
I hear some about it, but not really.
Okay. So, but they did tell you about a pearly gate in heaven, though. You've heard that before, right? You heard that before? You understand my English?
Not really.
Okay, he just nodded his head.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just
All
got
right.
in the
So,
gate.
so they taught you was one pearly gate in heaven. Let's teach you the truth about that. Let me get that Revelation 21 to 12. Let me show you the gates, that one gate in heaven. Explain that to him, Maya, about they told him that there was one pearly gate in heaven. That was a lie. Tell him that in Spanish.
Yeah, they. You mean about that gate that's supposed to stop?
It was a pearly gate that you go into to get to heaven.
Yeah, yeah.
Explain that to him. Can you translate that?
the entrance
Try.
into heaven.
La entrada
Not-
de la entrada para ir al
You're Israelite, brother.
español mío también.
You're Israelite. We got proof you're
Eh?
Israelite.
Cielo.
Al
You're
cielo.
Israelite according to the Bible.
Son
Yeah, according to the Bible. We can prove it to you. You understand? You got it?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, listen. Let me get that Revelation 21 and 12. Watch this. So the white man told you there was a pearly gate in heaven. One pearly gate. You go to church to get to that pearly gate to heaven. Let's see the truth.
This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 12. And had a wall great and high,
So there's a wall in heaven that's great and high.
and had 12 gates.
It had 12 gates. Which your name was?
Johan.
Johan. The Bible said there's 12 gates, not one. You understand?
And at the gates 12 angels,
Each gate has an angel guarding that gate at each gate.
and names written thereon.
Each gate has a name on it, guarded by each 12 angels, 12 gates.
which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
This is what they didn't want you to know, Johan.
Facts.
They didn't want you to know that you are welcome in the kingdom of God according to the Bible, but not your slave master,
Right.
not the Spaniards. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting. Yeah, I know.
Do you understand that? They've lied to you.
Yep.
They have lied to you, brother.
Whole life, bro.
So they taught you that God is the God of everybody. See, that He's God of everybody. Let me get Amos 3:01. They told you God was God of everybody. Let me get that Joel 2:27. Let's let God tell us who He's the God of. Okay? Because we know God can't lie. Titus 1 and 2 says God cannot lie.
Right.
So let's see who God says He's the God of.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Who's God talking to so far? Listen to this again. Listen carefully.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Who is God talking to right here so far? Who? Who did he say he was talking to? Listen again. Listen to his word. Listen to God's word.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Who is God talking to? He's talking to the Israelites, the children of Israel. He's saying, oh, children of Israel. He's talking to the Israelites. He's talking to the Israelites. So listen again, Johan. Listen again. Listen.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
He's talking to the Israelites.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
He brought them out of Egypt because they were in captivity and slaves. They were slaves in Egypt, and Moses brought them out of slavery. Listen to what he's about to say to the Israelites, Johan. He's about to say something very important to the Israelites.
Right.
Very important. Listen.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You're the only ones I know of everybody on all people on earth. You're the only ones that I know. Does that make sense to you? Are you sure that makes sense to you?
So if I go, where do you stay? You stay in Charlotte?
Yeah.
Where do you stay in Charlotte? Like what street? What road?
Right on
Tyvola? So if I say I'm from New Jersey and I come down to Charlotte and I come to Tyvola and I come and find Johan and I say I only know Johan from Tyvola and nobody else. What does that mean? Do I know everybody else on Tyvola?
Or only you?
Facts.
That's what God just said. You only have I known.
He's only known us on the entire planet Earth.
Let's get another verse on that. You got Joel 2:27. Listen, Johan, listen. This is what God is saying to these people, the Israelites. Check this out.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 27.
Read.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
God said, I'm with Israel. I'm with them.
and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
And who else?
And none else.
And everybody else?
And none else.
And who else?
And none else.
God said he's the God of Israel and nobody else, Johan. Nobody else. This is what the Spaniards did not want you to know, Johan. That's why they didn't want you to learn Espanol.
Facts.
They taught you Spanish. Spanish. I-S-H ain't the real thing.
Right.
That ain't the real thing. You're not speaking Espanol. That is not Espanol. You're speaking something like Espanol, Spanish. Do you understand? You are an Israelite, and they didn't want you to know this. The Spaniards didn't want you to know it. The white people in America and Europe, they didn't want us to know it, Johan.
Right.
You are an Israelite. You are a child of God. So, you believe in Jesus, see? Who did Jesus come here for? Who? Let me get Matthew 15:24. Let me get Matthew 1:21. Who did Jesus come here for? He came to save everybody and anybody. What does the Bible say?
They come
To save everybody?
not to.
Anybody who want him?
Well, he doesn't say to say everybody. He just say
Who did he come to save?
to. I don't know how to say that in English.
Well, let's read what Jesus said. Can we read? Do you want to know what Jesus said he came here for?
He says, the Bible says he come to. Hold on, let me translate that.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
Ask them in Spanish who Jesus came here for.
¿Para quién Cristo vino?
¿Para qué?
¿Para quién vino Cristo? ¿A salvar quién? ¿A los quién?
A la humanidad.
For everyone. For the humans.
Listen to this.
We're going to show you.
Bueno, yo estoy congregándome en la iglesia.
It says, with his blood forgive our sins.
Who? For who though?
Who sins?
Let's read what Jesus said, okay? Let's read. Let's find out. Can we find out what God said? We'll find out what God. Let's get to Matthew 1:21 first. Let's get to listen very carefully.
Matthew chapter 1 verse 21.
Read.
And she shall bring forth a son,
Mary is going to bring a son. Mary's going to have a son.
and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Jesus.
For he shall save his people.
He just said he who?
For he shall save his people from their sins.
So Jesus is going to save his people.
So he's talking about.
Wait a minute. Who is his people?
I mean, that's what I'm trying to know. Like, he's talking about the
Who are Jesus' people?
¿Quieres decirlo en español?
sí, por ejemplo, está hablando de por ejemplo, si él tuvo un hijo, el hijo de ese hijo, el hijo de ese hijo, el hijo de
No,
ese
no, él quiere saber para qué vino Cristo. Para él acabo de leer, vino para sus personas.
Ajá, por eso lo
Pero
estoy diciendo.
¿para qué persona?
Ajá, eso es lo que estoy diciendo, o sea,
Para
los que entran en su, ¿cómo se dice? En su árbol familiar, por así decir, ¿sabes?
What's been said? What is he saying?
for the auburn of the family.
The what?
The tree.
The tree, the generation of the tree. The
That was
tree, the
talking about-
generation of the tree.
What about that? What I'm saying?
his
Oh,
family
Jesus.
tree.
Nah.
Family, your
No.
family.
Oh, his
That's what we're
family.
talking- that's what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, who is Jesus'
his
family?
people.
Give me my mother and my brothers of those kids. Who is his family? So let's see what Jesus said. Go ahead and find me that. Let's see who Jesus came for, okay? Let's see who his people are, who he came for.
All right.
Listen to this, Johan.
I'm just gonna be 2 minutes.
All right, listen to this. This is Jesus saying who he came for. You know what red letter mean in the Bible?
What?
Do you know what red letter in the Bible mean?
Bro, no.
It means that Jesus is speaking himself when it's written in red letter in the Bible. This is what Jesus said, who he came for.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24.
Rick,
But he answered and said, I am not sent
I'm not saying.
but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Jesus said he's only came here for the Israelites.
Yep.
Read that again, brother.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Jesus said he only came for the Israelites. That's what Jesus said.
Oh,
Matthew 15:20. God said, I'm only the God of the Israelites and nobody else.
right.
Nobody else. You understand that? What we are showing you in the Bible is that you are not a Cuban. You are not Honduras. You are Israelites from the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
So, you got that? So you said that Jesus came for his family. Let's see who his family is.
Mark chapter 3, starting at verse 34.
Read.
And he looked around about on them which sat about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren.
My family, my mother and my brother.
Verse 35. For whosoever shall do the will of God,
Whoever do God's will and keep the commandments of God,
the same is my brother
that is my brother.
and my sister
That is my sister.
and mother.
That is my mother. My family are those who keep the laws of God. That's who my family is. What are the laws of God? They took that from us, Johan.
Right.
Give me Exodus 28. They took the laws of God from us. That's why they didn't want you to read. That's why you don't speak Espanol. Because your great-grandfather was not allowed to read. You understand that? You are not Cuban brothers. You're not Hispanic brothers. You are Israel. You are Israel. And they know who you are. Check this out. I'm gonna give you a commandment. I'm gonna give you a commandment.
This is
Do you accept God's words? Do you believe God's words? God said you're an Israelite. Do you believe it? God said he come only for the Israelites, these people. Is God a liar? Is God a liar? God just said that his people who are the Israelites, they listen to me.
this is Exodus.
Do you not believe you're Israel?
Israel?
Yeah.
I mean, I never heard about that, but
You're hearing it today.
I never
Yep.
yeah.
So do you believe it?
Well,
You're hearing it today.
got some points, but I'm trying to.
First of all, you learn. So who is God the God of? According to the Bible. According to God, who is he the God of?
Say that again.
According to the Bible, who is God the God of? No, what did God say? What did God say? Give me that George. What did God say he was the God of? And who else? Huh? Who did God say he was the God of? Joel 2:27. God's going to tell you, he's going to tell you again who he's the God of.
This is Joel 2:27.
You're Israelite, brother. Come give us 5 minutes.
5 minutes, brother.
Come give us 5 minutes.
Joel 2:27. And ye shall know
5 minutes.
that I am in the midst of Israel,
I'm with Israel.
and that I I am the Lord, your God, and none else.
And who else?
And none else.
And who else?
And none else.
And everybody else?
And none else.
And anybody else?
And none else.
God says the God of Israel and nobody else.
Only Israel.
Who is God the God of?
Israel.
And who else?
Nobody.
Nobody else.
That's right.
Nobody else.
That's
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The only reason why your people don't speak Espanol is because you were slaves, Johan.
Right.
You were slaves. And the only reason why your skin ain't black, because your grandfather's skin was black. Black, 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 black. Your grandfather's skin was black. Y'all mixed with the Spaniards. You mixed with the Spaniards.
At the time, everybody just got lighter.
Do you know how your family got to Cuba? Do you know how your family got to Honduras? Give me Deuteronomy 20:16. Can I show you how they got there? Let me show you how they got there. Let me show you how your family got there. To Cuba, Honduras. This is what happened to us. When Moses said, remember Moses, right? Moses told the Israelites, if you don't keep the commandments of God, bad things are going to happen. You're going to be cursed. Do you understand? Let me show you one of those curses. What happened to your people and all the people on the sign.
This is Deuteronomy chapter
Give me
28,
Exodus 20 and 2.
verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Moses said, if you don't keep the commandments, you're going to go in Egypt again. Now we know Moses never took everybody back into Egypt again. When we left Egypt, Egypt got burnt down to the ground. There was no more Egypt. But God said, if y'all don't keep the commandments, you're going to go back into Egypt. What? So let's show you what Egypt means, Johan. This is...
Aquí en ¿cómo se llama? En el compare. En el compare fuerte que queda de
And I hope a seed is being planted.
con la tortillería del Israel.
And if it's the Lord's will, then it is. It be so. If it's the Lord's will, it be so. Let me show you what Egypt means, Johan. Let me show you what Egypt means real quick. Okay, let me show you what Egypt means.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt means bondage. It means slavery, captivity. So listen again what Moses is telling the Israelites what's going to happen to them in the future.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt or slavery again.
You're going to go on slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
You're going to go on slavery in slave ships. Who went to slavery in slave ships?
I mean, Israel.
Yeah, but...
That's why we get mixed, because we, you know, from...
Right. So in 1490, Google this when you get home. In 1492, your people were on cargo slave ships.
Yep.
Your people.
That's right.
In 1492, on slave ships. Your tribe on slave 1492. Google that when you get home.
Right.
Do you understand that? Wait a minute. And we went in 1619. Wait a minute.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Read. Listen.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
When you get out those slave ships, you're going to be sold into your enemies. Read that again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
The Europeans bought y'all as slaves. The Europeans, God calls them Edomites.
Right.
They're your enemy. The white man, the Spaniard man, the white man, they're your enemy. God called them your enemy. Let's read that again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
To your brother.
To your enemies.
To your friend.
To your enemies.
To your who?
To your enemies.
You're going to be sold to slavery to your enemies. Spain, European, white man, gringo. Keep going.
For bondmen
For slave man
and bondwoman.
and slave woman,
And no man shall buy you.
and no man shall help you. You understand that? That's what happened to our people. You understand that? You do. All right, so we out here every Saturday, man. Just come out here and learn more with us, all right? All right, man. So your nationality is Israel.
Facts.
You are not Cuban or Hispanic. You are Israelites. You understand that? What color is Jesus, real quick? What color is Jesus?
Brown.
No, he ain't brown. What color is Jesus?
Black. Okay.
Oh, he's black. Right. What's your nationality?
Cuba.
No.
I mean, Israel.
Israel.
Yeah.
Israelite. All right, brother.
Keep it in mind.
Give him a hand.
Manasseh
Yeah.
and the tribe of Zebulun.
Yeah, all right,
Have a
man.
good day, y'all.